Tourism and community development always go hand in hand. The latter generates livelihood opportunities that can help alleviate poverty, but there's more to this than just mere job creation. Now, businesses and the government practice a more holistic, sustainable approach to tourism, engaging and involving locals, not just through livelihood, but also with shared value practices that not only helps and better the community, but also the environment. Good evening, I'm Sean Yao, and this is Business Matters, where doing good is good business. El Nido, a front seat experience of Mother Nature, with its powdery and unspoiled beaches, dramatic limestone formations, and one of the most diverse ecosystems in the Philippines. These are just a couple of the 100 reasons why every tourist falls in love with this municipality. A circumstance that businesses like El Nido Resorts use to give job opportunities for the people of El Nido. Last year, we featured the efforts of El Nido Resorts to involve the community as part of the business's stakeholders.
We in El Nido Resorts, we believe that to operate in one of the best places in the world is really a huge responsibility. For us to sustain our business, we have to ensure that the quality of the natural environment is assured.
As the number of tourists visiting El Nido grows, this year, El Nido Resorts created the town's first integrated resort community, the Leo Tourism Estate.
Leo Tourism Estate is not just about resorts, it's about it's a mixed-use development, which means that it will include many different interests. We will have retail features. We're developing a township. That means there will be a community with all the attendant features of a community.
But more people means more demands can come at the cost of El Nido's healthy ecosystem, a problem that the resort takes seriously.
We spent a lot of time surveying, making sure that we know basically every nook and cranny of the whole area. We know where the trees are located. If you look at it as a blank canvas, it's a huge canvas. So if you're not careful, you might not make the best use out of what your canvas can offer, so to speak. So from the very beginning, you have to have a very clear view of what it is that you want to achieve.
We have always been at El Nido Resorts recognized for protecting nature and protecting the environment. It would be foolish for us not to do that when we develop an entire estate. No? So that's what we were known for from day one, and that's what we will continue to be known for here in Leo.
Every establishment and design is guided by the resort's principle of sustainability, developing the 325 hectares of property with the least impact to its natural resources. Like this bridge, which carefully crosses the wild, the airport, and also no trees were cut in putting up all these infrastructure. Instead, they are located and properly taken care of in the resort's nursery. And if the trees are ready and can grow on their own, they are used as part of the landscape.
Dito po sa El Nido kasi bawal po tayong pumutol ng basta-basta ng puno. Yung area na tatamaan, bubulautin natin yung mga puno na para mailipat sa lugar na kung saan hindi na magagalaw.
People come here, come to El Nido because of its natural beauty. And now that Ayala Land is here, it continues the tradition of respect for the environment and harmony with the local people.
There's a tendency of the snake going up to your arm. So if you make
not just snake handling, we call it our wildlife management training because this is an area of very high biodiversity. Having a snake handling training is a response to the need for our staff and our guests to be able to identify.
A well-planned development not just to satisfy visitors, but also to preserve El Nido's best asset, its ecosystem. And the best way of preserving the wonders of nature while boosting tourism is including the locals. Another beneficiary of the resort, which they can have a sustainable source of income from.
Mas maganda kasi ngayon kasi malaking kumpanya siya tapos matatag yung trabaho mo. Hanggat na kaya ka pa magtrabaho, nandito ka pa nakakatrabaho.
Nowadays, what people are looking for when they take their vacation or when they travel, they're looking for authentic experiences. When you visit a place and you see that community members are involved, you know, it gives you a sense of being right at home.
That's why the resort never stops involving and creating job opportunities for the communities that surround them.
El Nido Resorts helps us in, particularly for this EcoBiz Challenge. So they help us promote the EcoBiz Challenge in the community, help us to get entry forms for this EcoBiz Challenge. They're also there to provide advice and support about how the activity is run on the ground. They liaise and communicate with the communities for us. They help encourage more people.
When you want to talk about tourism, you have to make sure that you're approaching the activity very cautiously and with responsibility and care. But it also makes business sense for you to ensure that you could recover your investments over already an assumed long period of time or a period of time that's longer than other businesses. So how do you establish that kind of sustainability? You have to have partners. You can't do it on your own. No, the very core of tourism is about human beings interacting with one another. What you want to see is inclusive business. You want to see a lot of people benefit from what you're doing. And people are happier, people around you are happy that you are there. And that can only happen if there is a deliberate design to include as many stakeholders in the community as possible.
Ito po deliver din namin sa resort. Araw-araw naga-deliver kami ng resort para po sa mga guests.
Meet Neria Bacones, or Nanay Neria to her colleagues and family. 56 years old and a native of El Nido.
Dito talaga po ako pinanganak, 1961 po. Tapos po, ang bahay namin po doon banda sa may bundok. Ang buhay namin noon ay pagkakaingin lang po para magtanim ng palay.
According to Nanay Neria, life in El Nido before was difficult, and the communities relied on natural resources. She can't ever imagine how popular El Nido is today. Now, locals still rely on its natural resources, but they are making the most of it.
Yan lang din ang pinupunta ng mga turista yung mapanatili mong green yung paligid mo. Kasi dito sa El Nido, sa dami ko nang nalibot-libot talaga, dito ka lang makakikita ng ganitong marami pang puno na malalaki. Sa iba, wala na.
From 10,000 visitors in 1994 to almost 100,000 in 2014. Making El Nido one of the best beaches in the world, according to Condé Nast Traveler magazine this year. More tourists, more job opportunities for the locals of El Nido, spearheaded by El Nido Resorts.
You don't want to be exclusive about your business growth. Like I said, you don't want to stick out in a negative way. So what you want to see is inclusive business. You want to see a lot of people benefit from what you're doing. And people are happier, people around you are happy that you are there. And that can only happen if there is a deliberate design to include as many stakeholders in the community as possible. Everyone has to have an access to that development pie that you offer as a locator in the area.
For example, Nanay Neria used to sell her rice cakes along the streets. But since El Nido Resorts came, her delicacies are now exclusively for the guests in the waiting area.
Bago po sila pupunta ng resort, mag-snack muna po lang sila.
She also earns extra as an entertainer for the guests.
Parang mas napaganda at napabuti yung, kumbaga, mas lumaki yung kita.
Nanay Neria has put her income to good use, using her money to support her family and having a water refilling business of her own. Not just communities near El Nido Resorts and Leo Tourism Estate benefit from the resort's sustainable livelihood. Far-flung areas of El Nido are also reached out to. Just like the basketball court built for the youth of Barangay Pasadena, as well as Barangay Sibaltan. The resort gave assistance for the training of the women of Barangay Sibaltan to improve their knowledge in weaving.
Nung dumating po yung El Nido Resort, regular na po kaming may market po. Naluluwas na namin po yung aming produkto na kung saan mayroon na silang order na permanente sa amin. Na kung saan yun ang income ng aming mga kababaihan.
And it's not just the financial status of families that have changed in Sibaltan. They have learned to dream again.
Dati ma'am, yung buhay namin parang walang pangarap. Okay lang na makapag-aral ng elementary, tapos na yun, wala na. Ngayon po, malaki na pong pangarap ng mga magulang kasi mayroon na po silang income, malaking income na kung saan nakakatulong na po para magplano, mapaaral ang mga bata, mga anak namin. Ito po yung bago namin pinapagawang bahay para po sa aking pamilya to. Malaking pagbabago man sa kabuhayan namin kasi unang-una, nakakatulong na po ako sa asawa ko. Kahit sa bahay lang po, nagagawa namin yung bag, nakakadagdag income po.
When we come into a development, we want to be part of that community. We don't want to come in with our rules, our regulations. We want to blend in with the community. It's very important for us to be partnering with the community. We have about 80 to 90% of all of our employees actually are native to Palawan.
El Nido is now more than just scenic places and breathtaking views. It also means opportunity for the business to help communities by creating sustainable jobs. Business helping people and people helping business. El Nido Resorts is one of the best examples of that. From its picturesque landscapes and bustling metropolis, Davao City definitely should be one of the must-see destinations on one's travel list. Based on statistics, the first quarter of the year, Davao City has experienced a surge, more than 450,000 tourists. Given the vast spots and sights the city has to offer, one day's trip alone in the metro can surely leave a traveler sapped and tired. And what better way to call it a day in Davao than to stay at the country's second oldest hotel. But more than its luxurious and modern amenities and facilities, this hotel also boasts of its role in Davao's rich cultural history.
Mga early days ng Apo View, sentro ng ano yan pagtitipon, gatherings ng mga nag-iibang sektor. Pag sinabi mo kasi Apo View, para mo nang sinabing saan ang durian. Pag sinabi mong durian, that's about Davao City. Yung coin word na Apo View, kasi nakikita mo yung Apo Sandawa Kaya pala sa aming mga tribo, malaking porsyon pag sinabi mong Apo View. Kasi nga, binigyan mo ng credit yung matatanda na pag-aari ng Apo Sandawa. It's the only hotel na nagbibigay ng recognition and cognizance doon sa ngalang Apo Sandawa.
A hub not just for tourists, but also for indigenous people. This hotel has stood the test of time, providing a first-class luxury experience for visitors from all walks of life. And to further cater to the increasing needs and demands of travelers, the hotel keeps up with constant reinvention and expansion under new management.
change is coming basically is meaning that the Apo View Hotel as it is right now, there will be renovation, major renovation. There will be modernization, additional technology that will be added to what we are currently offering. The food and beverage menu offering will be working closely with our culinary team from Icon so that we can come up with better variety, better options for our food and beverage patron. From 15 rooms in 1948 when it was first constructed and mid-90s at 150 room inventory, now we have 184 rooms to sell for all of the guests of Apo View to enjoy.
With numerous awards and accolades it has received thanks to its homegrown hospitality, the hotel deemed it important that constant change is necessary to improve customer service and comfort. After all, the hotel assures customers of a complete Dabawenyo experience.
What we have done is we put a touch of modernization, minimalist in a sense. We just wanted to make sure that the guests will have ample space to work around, that they have enough space and proper space that they can make use if they wanted to sit down and do their work. From the food and beverage, I have to say, they are up to something really. With reference to the heritage that we wanted to keep, we still have the chefs who's been here for 30 years right now, still cooking. And to add flavor and variety to the food offering that we will give them, we have a new chef that works with the Icon Culinary Group that will work with the Apo View Culinary team so that we can come up with the heritage with a twist and variety.
Dating back to modest beginnings in 1948, the hotel has now grown exponentially and now has become a landmark in Davao City, taking pride as Davao's first and Davao's own. The hotel knows the value of looking back into one's humble roots and providing comforting cultural and historical appreciation for generations of Dabaweños and travelers alike.
The Global Comfort Group as a company, this is not the only thing that we do. I am also surprised a year ago when I joined because they are doing too much and a lot of things, which is good for CSR. We are attending and addressing and giving much attention to the tribu because a colleague of ours understands them because she came from that particular sector.
We hope na kung magiging continuous ang assistance ng Apo View. Ang Apo View lang so far ang nagbibigay sa amin ng ganitong klaseng opportunity.
For as long as Apo View is there, for as long as it symbolizes cultural heritage of the tribal people of Mindanao, Apo View will stand out for the indigenous people.
More than being the economic and commercial capital of Mindanao, Davao City also is recognized as a cultural capital of Mindanao, being home to 11 diverse and unique tribes. Every third week of August, the city celebrates the festivals of all festivals, known as the Kadayawan Festival. This celebration not only acknowledges its indigenous people, but also focuses on the city's culture and arts, as well as a thanksgiving for the bounty of their agricultural products. To further emphasize the unique culture Davao City has to offer, tourists and residents alike are given a chance to appreciate and experience the indigenous people's customs. With a mock community set up in Magsaysay Park, through this venture, the indigenous people get a chance to showcase and display their rich culture and colorful traditions. To make sure that this cultural and historical heritage lasts a lifetime, the country's second oldest hotel spearheaded an assistance program to help preserve indigenous people's legacy.
Noong January 18, may sakuna yung baha. Binigyan kami ng mga goods. Sila lang ang nakabigay sa amin, yung Icon Hotel, through Baip Limpain, Jin Cebu Blas. Tapos, nagpunta kami sa Maynila Centro Icon Hotel. Nag-concert kami doon, yung Magkaisa, I Support the Manubos Caraga, Bae Limpayan Cebu Glass, Aisa Sigera at si Bae Bayan. Yung Etike, may halin naman kami na sa concert namin yung Magkaisa, binigay sa amin ng Etike at saka nagawa namin yung hog dressing, beads making at yung handicraft.
The Apple View Hotel kasi believes in the connection between nature and its people. And so that's why tinututukan po ng Apple View Hotel etong mga tao, especially the indigenous peoples, the very marginalized sector, the underrepresented sector of our society. Not just because kailangan nila mabigyan ng atensyon or we should stand favorable for them, but because of the history of Apple View Hotel itself.
More than giving the indigenous people a venue to showcase their traditional crafts, the hotel gave a special space for indigenous people inside their hotel, free of charge.
Apple View will also showcase the traditional attire through a stall provision na ngayon nasa hotel po mismo ng Apple View. Of course, the proceeds and the profit will go to the community. The role of Apple View will only to provide them a space where they can promote, preserve, and at the same time recognize their cultural integrity.
I'm really glad, masaya po kami that you are all here to join us. Today basically...
They also provide a chance to sustain their culture and livelihood through the use of modern equipment and fundraising events.
Hindi lang po sa pamamagitan nitong kadayawan ng ganito activity, pati na po sa business sector, lalo na sa tribo. Actually mayroon kami tatanggapin na sewing machine na ibibigay ng Apple View para naman doon sa paggawa ng mga damit to sustain yung culture and traditions ng Bagoboklata at saka yung iba't tribo. Pamamagitan yan, we hope na magiging continuous ang assistance ng Apple View kasi nakikita namin na ang Apple View lang so far ang nagbibigay sa amin ng ganitong klaseng opportunity.
The hotel also takes pride on its mission to help preserve indigenous culture by hiring and including among its ranks a member of the indigenous community to specifically identify their needs.
Being the daughter of Dato Joseph Sibug, na-experience ko po kasi na lahat ng datus, lahat ng tribo, buong Mindanao, and even some of the tribe leaders also from Luzon and Visayas would converge here in Davao, specifically billeted at Apple View Hotel. Doon po kami hinahouse. It's a home of the indigenous peoples of the country. Now, even dito ngayon sa modernization now, we still look back at the history that Apple View helped us in promoting and preserving the cultural integrity and cultural heritage of the indigenous peoples of Mindanao. For as long as Apple View is there, for as long as it symbolizes the cultural heritage of the tribal people of Mindanao, because it speaks of Apo Sandawa, the most sacred of all mountains, the highest peak in the Philippines. Apple View will stand out for the indigenous people, for the tribal people of Mindanao.
Join us again next week as we share more inspiring stories of people and communities whose lives have changed for the better. For comments, updates, and suggestions, follow us on Facebook, Business Matters PH, and on our website, www.businessmatters.com.ph. Again, I'm Sean Yao, and this is Business Matters, where doing good is good business.